Thank you, Ankit. In fact, quite a hard act to follow after the captivating and exciting presentation by Jensen and the engaging talk with the Mukesh Ambani and the interesting tidbits with Akshay Kumar. So, and I know it's a post-lunch session, so what I will do is I try to keep it as interesting as possible, sharing insights with regard to India AI mission. Some of it we've already heard from the speakers in the previous session. So I will take you through the journey we have had and journey where we want to go, where we want to aspire, and where we can go together with the work and with the work that all our engineers, all our startups, all our industry partners, all academicians, researchers are doing. So make AI in India, the India AI mission. That's the motto, that's the goal that we all are working for together. So this is like when we look at India today, we all know that this is the resurgent India. Our Prime Minister has given us the goal of a Viksit Bharat. And how do we go to that? How do we ensure that by 2047, we are amongst the top nations of the world, we are amongst top economies of the world, we are already the 5th largest economy, and in the next 2 to 3 years, we aspire to become the 3rd largest economy, and onwards and forwards. So there are certain things that we have seen happening in India in the last few years. One is the economic transformation that we have seen, the infra investments. We heard about the investment that was just announced in the previous session. But apart from that, whether it's our highways, whether our railways, whether our airports, across India, we are seeing a large amount of investment being made. Then the other key thing that we have seen lately is about our social commitment on poor. How our schemes and programs targeted at the bottom of the pyramid has led to more than 250 million people coming out of abject poverty and trying to become aspirational, trying to become middle class and growing up and helping reach the goal of becoming a developed India, increasing per capita incomes that is there. Structural and institutional reforms across, which has led to our going up on the ease of doing business rankings, which has led to like transformation in the way we register businesses, we start get clearances for various projects, start implementing projects. Examples, the Semicon India, the Semicon manufacturing that has come. The whole thing was approved in a record time, and then it also led to starting to do the manufacturing in very, very short time, or the PLI schemes into electronics manufacturing, we becoming the 2nd largest mobile phone manufacturer in the world. So that has all led to, that's all a result of structural and institutional reforms across the ecosystem of the economy. Then the 4th pillar, about which we'll be talking more in detail, is the digital transformation piece. How in the last few years, India has implemented digital public infrastructure, which has transformed all sections of the society and all sectors in the economy. Then innovation has been like, again, we heard about like how we have been very innovative, the innovative solutions which have been worked out. So whether it was like developing vaccines during the COVID or developing solutions for tackling various social problems that we have, innovation has been the core of Indians, and the kind of expertise that we have, the kind of talent that we have helps us in trying to be in India becoming one of the most innovative countries in the world. And of course, the 6th pillar that we talk about is that how we are part of the global economy, how we are linked with the entire ecosystem in the world, whether India being the chair of the Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence or playing a key role in the G20 declaration, bringing consensus with regard to various issues, or doing our vaccine diplomacy during COVID-19. So India has kind of emerged in the world as a strong country to which people can look for. Today's discussion, today's focus will be more on digital transformation piece and how artificial intelligence can further surcharge this and further accelerate the path towards the Viksit Bharat for India. So digital transformation through India Stack, this is a well-known story, it's documented well, the whole world looks at into it. It's like how the India Stack piece, the identity piece, the payments piece, the data piece that we have built in has transformed almost all services that we deliver. So the sheer numbers are mind-boggling. The 1.4 billion Aadhaar numbers, and not only we have given biometric IDs to 1.4 billion people, but we also have almost 80 million biometric authentications that happen every day. That empowers people to open bank accounts, that empowers people to get their rations anywhere in the country, and it has also led to something what we call direct benefit transfers. Like we have almost $465 billion worth of direct benefit transfer, resulting in $42 billion savings. And the DBT program that was implemented with the help of Aadhaar and the Jan Dhan accounts that was there was a lifesaver during COVID-19 pandemic. because we were able to transfer money instantly to those who needed it. Unlike many other countries of the world, wherein paper checks or plastic checks were given, and they are yet to reconcile who got how much money when. And similarly, the payments layer, UPI, we all, those of you who are from Bombay or anywhere in India, like something that we take it for granted, making small value payments by scanning a QR code, and the transactions are, again, 14 billion monthly transactions, worth $245 billion. Then is again the amount of time that it takes to process a loan or to process a bank account opening has really, really come down. Mr. Ambani spoke about the cost of data, but similarly the cost of processing credit or the cost of the cost taken to open a bank account, those are like amongst the lowest in the world, which is ensuring that we are moving up the value chain, we are ensuring more financial inclusion, we are ensuring that people are not only opening bank account, but they are getting access to credit, they are getting access to insurance, that is helping them move up the economic ladder. And the last but not the least, the most important piece of this India stack on which we build all our services is the data piece, the data empowerment, the data architecture that we have built in that allows seamless, paperless exchange of data and information amongst various entities. So whether if you are flying into an airport using a DigiYatra application or using a DigiLocker interface for verifying the academic credentials or sharing your electronic health records with anyone else, that has kind of really, really transformed the way we exchange data and information. And DigiLocker has today almost 330 million users, almost 8 billion documents on that ecosystem, and that has kind of really, really helped us move up on the digital transformation journey. And this story of India was documented well in the G20 meetings last year, and today the whole world is looking at how can we adopt DPI, how can we learn from India, how can we use it for delivering healthcare through solutions like Ayushman Bharat Health Mission or through e-Sanjeevani application or online education through the Diksha platform. So this whole array of services and through DPIs is kind of helping India move up the digital transformation journey. And our Prime Minister says that while we have done taken a lot of steps in the DPI story, but how artificial intelligence can supercharge this, can make the DPI story more inclusive. And he called for it, saying that we need to make artificial intelligence in India and make artificial intelligence work for India. How do we ensure that? So Mr. Jensen mentioned about how each individual can add AI as a co-pilot and make 20%, make oneself 20% more efficient or 40% more efficient. Similarly, using AI, we can make DPIs 60%, 50% more efficient. And that would give us the power of AI over DPI. And that's the value that AI can add for us. And again, the value of the technology, the DPI also ensures inclusion. Just like generative AI technology makes all of us good coders, similarly, Gen AI technology also makes us access services through our voice in our mother tongue. So that's the biggest value which projects like Bashini are enabling, wherein the barrier of knowing how to navigate a website or how to download an app or how to enter a CAPTCHA is eliminated when you can actually use your voice to ask for services and get it. So that's the power, that's the vision for India that we have. Potential of AI, it has already been spoken in the previous sessions, but there are reports, there are documented reports of high-end consulting firms wherein they have put a value of almost $1 trillion to be added to Indian economy by 2035. Almost 50 lakh, 5 million jobs to be created through AI and automation. We already have at least 7 AI unicorns, which have in the last 2 to 3 years. And then the very important value that AI can add is that data-driven decision-making and ensuring reach of public services to each and everyone across the length and breadth of the country. So that's the kind of impact AI can make. And this year, as I mentioned, we are also the chair of the Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence. GPA, which was formed a few years back in 2020, is the body which looks into taking up AI projects across the world, which looks into global governance frameworks for AI. And we have been the chair for this year, and we were responsible for expanding GPA into an integrated partnership with the OECD. And from 29 member countries, we have become like 44 member countries and India has taken the agenda of collaborative AI for global partnership, in which we are working toward with other countries to democratizing access to compute, access to data sets, access to AI algorithms, to researchers and to entrepreneurs across the global south. So we are looking at expanding the AI footprint, and that way we have a very important role to play when it comes to shaping the responsible AI framework, a global governance guidelines that may come for regulating the positive use cases of AI and restricting the misuse of artificial intelligence. So that way we are positioned to play that role in a very global manner. So when it comes to, like, of course, all the potential and all is there, but where do we stand? What is it that we are there? So of course, we have all heard this morning also, and we all are aware that our biggest advantage is our AI skills. We have a large talent pool. The Stanford AI Index rates us as amongst the top countries when it comes to skill penetration. Similarly, NASSCOM also has said that we have a very large pool of AI skilled manpower. The digitization projects that we have taken up, especially with the digital public infrastructure that has been built, and the large population size that we have, has led to we having a large amount of data with us. And that makes us ideally suited to use the talent that we have with the data that we have to build AI models, to build AI solutions that can be deployed anywhere. And the third key important advantage that we have is that we have a very strong innovation ecosystem. The startup ecosystem, the vibrant AI startup ecosystem. Some of you are here also, and this has been growing very fast, and there are investors, there are funds which are looking at finding the right startups to invest in. So all this makes us very strong when it comes to AI readiness. The same thing has been reflected in the Tortoise report, which came out a few weeks back, the Tortoise AI report 2024, wherein India is rated among the top 10 countries when it comes to artificial intelligence. And as it's obvious, we are very strong because of talent and overall environment, but where we lack, which makes us be at number 10, is the infrastructure. And it's good that we are discussing this in a conference that's being hosted by NVIDIA, that infrastructure piece is one area in which we need to invest more, in which we need to work more in order to ensure that the talented youth that we have and the talented engineers that we have the compute infrastructure available to play with it and come out with AI models and solutions which can solve societal problems at population scale. So again, this brings me to the challenges. So, of course, the strengths I have talked about, and compute, of course, is the biggest challenge that we have. If we don't have enough compute, how do we build solutions? And it's good to know that companies like Yotta and others are investing into compute. We heard about Geo investing. And if all this compute becomes available, then we would also have the opportunity to build a foundational model. Today, we are, of course, dependent on foundational models from the West, which are trained on Western data sets. And that sometimes brings in the biases which are there. So whether it's Llama 3 or whether it's Gemini or whether it's OpenAI or Claude, so all of them are being used today by various developers for building chatbots or building solutions. But ultimately, we will require Indian foundational models trained on Indian data sets which can offer services to all our people for their needs, all kinds of needs that are there. Then the data sets. Of course, we have a very large data sets that are available. But the problem is that our data sets are not actually AI usable in many ways. Because sometimes they are not following data standards, metadata standards. Sometimes they are not complete to say. Sometimes they are not accessible through APIs. So we need to streamline access to data sets. And then, of course, we need to develop guardrails. We need to develop frameworks for responsible AI development. So keeping all this in mind, the IndiaAI mission was conceptualized. It went through a large, long-drawn consultation process last year. We had several working groups with experts from all fields. And based on that, the IndiaAI mission was conceptualized, which will be implemented through 7 pillars. What are the 7 pillars? The first one is, of course, addressing the core challenge that we have of providing compute infrastructure. We are trying to build up a 10,000 GPUs available through government initiation, which will trigger many more companies to provide similar compute infrastructure as may be needed. So 10,000 GPUs, compute infrastructure is being provisioned through the IndiaAI mission. Then we have an IndiaAI Innovation Center. The provision funding for this, which will lead to working with experts and working with academic institutions, working with researchers to build an Indian foundational model. Then the third key pillar is about building an IndiaAI datasets platform. The datasets platform, what it does is that it will ensure that the problem of access to AI usable data is solved. Identifying high-value data sets, defining the metadata data standards, providing tools, privacy preservation tools, anonymization tools, making data available through APIs, making data AI usable, having data capacity within government departments who are holding a lot of data, whether it's health, whether it's education, setting up data management units so that they're defining data policies and coming out with clear-cut guidelines with regard to what data will be shared in an for open access, what data will be shared through a restricted access license regime, or what data will be kind of not shared. So those policies are being defined by the data management office that's being set up in MeitY under the IndiaAI Mission. And the fourth and most key important pillar is the application development initiative, because we are going to be the use case capital of the world, given the diversity we have, given the data sets that we have. So we are trying to develop 25 high-impact AI solutions that can be deployed across the length and breadth of the country. I'll talk more in detail about that. We had launched a innovation challenge in August, and we have got a very good response to that. Then the fifth pillar is about the future skills. How do we ensure that we retain our talent advantage? Because we also know that we have almost more than 50 million people working in the IT-enabled sector. With Gen AI coming in, with AI tools coming in, some of the low-value jobs in the IT sector will lose those jobs. But as Jensen said, AI will not take away jobs. People with AI skills will take away jobs from people who don't have AI skills. So the AI mission is working on future skills program, which will ensure that we provide AI training and AI skilling right from the school education level to the highest level, so that we retain our advantage when it comes to AI talent. So under this program, we are funding AI projects at undergrad level, at postgrad level, as also research. PhD scholars who are taking up AI research. And we are also setting up data labs across the length and breadth of the country to train people to become data annotators, data scientists, data analysts. Because we feel that under AI, the high-value coding jobs will be limited. Number of people who will be training AI models will not be in thousands also. It will be few hundreds, maybe. But the large value of jobs that will be created will be data annotators who will be just tagging images or videos. So those trainings will be very, very critical if we have to ensure that the youth in the tier 2 cities also get employed and doesn't get impacted with the loss of jobs that may come up in some other fields. Then the sixth pillar is about the startup financing. Like startups in the AI space, in the interactions that we have had, the pre-seed stage and the seed stage, they really struggle to get funding. Once they have made it big, once they have become like Sarvam and all, everybody wants to fund them. But how do you ensure that those startups who are at their beginning stage, they get funding? So for that, we have a funding provision in the IndiaAI Mission, which will work with accelerators, which will work with incubators to identify the startups who can get funding under this pillar. So that becomes the startup financing piece. And last but not the least is the safe and trusted piece, in which we have provisions for taking up projects for building tools and solutions for ensuring development of safe and trusted AI. So that's the safe and trusted. These are 7 pillars under which we are planning to implement IndiaAI Mission. So now compute, as I mentioned, we have already floated the tenders for empaneling service providers for providing AI services on cloud. We got a very good response to it. In fact, we are expecting more than 25 to 30 bids coming in. And the way we have designed is that all the entire stack of services, whether it's the AI platform, software, tools, storage services, network services, other AI services, all of it will be empaneled. And then the end users, the actual demand with regard to what kind of compute is to be provided will be decided by those who are bidding into the project, those who are getting empaneled. And they will assess demand from the end users. End users will be students, will be researchers, will be startups, will be industry partners who are building AI solutions. So based on that, they will be able to get compute from those who are empaneled at a subsidized cost. That would ensure that access to compute is ensured. And after this tender has been floated, we have heard of various companies working towards investing in AI compute infrastructure so that they get empaneled. So in the next 6 months, we hope to finalize this tender by December. And in the next 6 months or so, we will see availability of compute within India, which will meet the requirements that all of you may be having. Then the application development initiative, as I mentioned, is the way it works is that the first set of 14 problem statements across the sectors of agriculture, healthcare, climate change, governance, learning disabilities, and education was floated in the month of August. And we have got more than 900 applications for these solutions. For each of the problem statements, there's the provision of funding up to 1 crore of rupees. So that once these solutions are identified, so that in case we find a solution which is suitable for detecting tuberculosis by using artificial intelligence or enabling voice-enabled services, that service will not only be given the prize money, but it will be scaled up and deployed across India. So if there are primary health centers or community health centers across the country which have got X-ray machines but do not have specialized radiologists, they can use this solution which can solve the problem of diagnosing diseases like tuberculosis or breast cancer. So that's the impact that one can create by taking part into that. The first round of this challenge, of course, as I mentioned, got over last month on 30th September, but we have a series of other problem statements coming in. So those of you who are the startups here who are wanting to build AI-based solutions, and this challenge also allows students who have not even incorporated themselves as a startup or a company to take part. And in case they win, in case they go to the prototype stage or to the final solution stage, then only they will be required to incorporate a company. It's a huge opportunity for all of you, and I would suggest look for IndiaAI.gov.in. The next round of problem statements will be floated very soon, and we'll look forward to some of you taking part in that. The AI use cases, there are many of you would be aware. We have had pilots and we have had proof of concepts for using AI for detecting tuberculosis. Then Vadhwani AI has built solutions for pest management for the cotton ace crop, wherein they are able to detect whether by clicking images of the worm, whether it's American bollworm or the pink bollworm. Then we have an interesting solution that's being deployed in several states, wherein AI sensors are being put in agricultural fields, wherein the sensors detect the moisture content in the soil, and based on that, and based on the crop that has been sown, which stage of the cropping cycle it is in, weather data, the model predicts how much water is required for irrigation, and a farmer gets alert on his mobile phone whether he should operate his submersible pump for 2 hours or 3 hours. And then there are other solutions on which are built on top of that, wherein an IoT device is fitted, so that a farmer doesn't even need to go to the farm to switch on the pump. The machine does it. The simple applications, low cost, high impact, benefiting people at the last mile. Then there is another project that we are implementing along with CDAC and Amrita Vishwapitam, is with regard to using face recognition technology, the basic AI face recognition technology, to provide assistance to people who use sign languages. So the hearing impaired people, if they are not able to access a service electronically, an online service, they can go to this portal, give their query by sign language, and they get the reply back by sign language. So that's the, again, empowering solution that is there. Then we have a very interesting use case for urban mobility. So there is a startup which has built up a solution wherein what they do is that they incentivize the delivery boys, the Ola, the Zomato, Swiggy delivery boys, or the Ola, Uber drivers, in which their app is there on their mobile phone. So when these guys are navigating the city, the camera catches the missing manhole covers or potholes or garbage dumps or non-working traffic lights or street lights, and that information, that image, along with the lat-long, is fed to the control room, and the municipal corporation, their job just becomes to go and fix the problem. So again, a very simple solution which is helping solve a real-world problem. Similarly, the police is also using in several states for detecting traffic violations. You can't put surveillance cameras all over, but if these moving cameras are there, it can be used to detect traffic violations and give challans as may be needed and to bring in discipline in our traffics. And then there is conversational AI for access to services. Several chatbots have been built in wherein you can use it for booking train tickets, or even asking for services. In fact, there's a solution that was built in wherein you can use it for finding details of what public services you might be eligible for. In fact, Satya Nadella has been talking about it at several forums, wherein farmers can go and ask that कि मैं एक किसान हूँ, कहीं रहता हूँ और मुझे सरकार से क्या मिल सकता है, and the chatbot answers that. And this works on a WhatsApp interface, very simple use of conversational AI for offering services. Then many of you would be familiar with the Bashini project. The Bashini, the Digital India Bashini project with MeitY is implementing, along with several academic institutions like AI for Bharat and IIT Bombay and IIT Hyderabad and IIT Patna. So all these, they're together building in AI models, and they have more than 300 ASR, the automatic speech recognition or speech to text, text to speech. And if you use the Bashini app, you can use it for seamlessly doing language translations, as also building plugins for voice-enabled services. And this has now been integrated to several services, like voice-enabled UPI is possible there. Public grievances through voice is there. Train ticket booking, several services are being integrated through Bashini. And Bashini APIs are available for use for all developers, for anyone who is trying to build up an AI-based solution. You don't need to invest time and energy in building out a language API. That can be provided by Bashini, and it can be integrated easily into your solution. Then we have also launched AIhakatan, which is currently ongoing, because cyber crime is growing, and the I4C, in the Ministry of Health Affairs, Ministry of Home Affairs, which monitors action against cyber crime, they are inundated with the number of complaints that are coming. They get more than 6,000 cyber crimes which are registered relating to financial frauds, relating to data theft, relating to child sexual abuse, relating to other offenses. So, but they are not able to classify them easily into various categories. And then many of these complaints come in various languages. So they wanted an AI solution which can help classify the complaints that are coming. So for that, along with MHA, we launched a hackathon last week. I think it's on till in the next 20 days. So all of you who are thinking of participating in this must go to indiaai.gov.in and participate in this. It will be a virtual hackathon, and it will not only give you prize money, but it will also kind of give you an opportunity to solve a real-world problem using data analytics, using artificial intelligence. And here there are prize monies, and more importantly, there is a special prize money which our team has put for all girls team. So all of you who are here may consider solving this problem, which can help all of us. Then there is another program that we run in called UAAI. What this does is that it tries to identify students at school level for building AI-based solution. It provides mentorship support, guidance, and building that. And we have been running this for the last 2 years, and there are government school students who have been building AI-based solutions, and they have been like very enterprising. So one example is this. I'll just play a short video. This is a class 9th girl from Lakhimpur Khiri, from Lalitpur in Uttar Pradesh, Nandini Kushwaha. And she built an AI-based tool for assisting her father with regard to what crop she should play.
मेरा नाम नंदिनी कुशवाहा है और मैं ललितपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट है मेरा और मंडल झांसी है और मेरे प्रोजेक्ट का टाइटल है मिट्टी को जानो फसल पहचानो। हमारे गांव की गंभीर समस्या थी, मिट्टी की जांच किए बिना ही फसल की बुवाई कर देती थी, जिससे उन्हें फसल पैदावार में औसत रूप से कमी होती थी। इसके हल हेतु हमने सोचा क्यों ना आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की मदद से एक ऐसा टूल विकसित किया जाए जिससे किसानों को फसल पैदावार में वृद्धि भी हो सकेगी और संपन्न भी हो सकेगी।
She uses the soil data, the soil health card data from the soil along with the sensor and the other parameters to suggest to her, and along with the prices, the commodity prices which are available from the eNAM application, to advise her father with regard to what crop he should be sowing. So this is again a class 9th girl child from Lalitpur government school, government high school in UP, who is thinking of building this solution. And every year when we run this, we get hundreds of thousands of school kids taking part, and they come up with this solution. And many of these kids have actually got to meet the Honorable Prime Minister also along with the solution that is there. So we have the strength, we have the ability. Only thing we need to provide them the right data sets, the right mentorship, the right guidance, so that we can continue to be the leaders in the field of artificial intelligence. So again, and the data labs that I mentioned. So data labs is something that will create a lot of jobs across the country. We have already started this project. Around 200 such data labs are under construction. One of it is from Delhi, near Delhi, wherein the data lab has been and these data labs are being built in partnership with industry. This one is with partnership with one of the top ID companies. And the curriculum of the courses that are being taught there is also being designed in partnership with industry. So industry partners who are here, and many industry partners have decided to adopt data labs across India so that they are able to, because they know the requirements that they have. So in case you have a requirement of data annotators or data scientists, data analysts, then you can also let us know what kind of skill sets you require, so that ultimately the training that will be done in these data labs will cover that part. So that will ensure that we are able to bring up the jobs in the data sector, in the data economy that we are trying to create. We also have the safe and trusted component. Like, how do we ensure that whatever AI solutions we are developing are responsible, are safe, are trustworthy, are ethical, does not result in any user harm. So for that also, we have a whole strategy. Instead of each department, like health or agriculture or education or logistics or manufacturing, deciding what will be their norms with regard to safe and trusted AI, we are taking a whole of government approach. There is a task force which has been set up, which is looking into all aspects with regard to building safe and trusted AI. And they are coming with a framework that will ensure that whatever solutions are developed conform to those ethical principles that are there. And we are also trying to develop tools, because it's one thing to say that no AI solution should have an algorithmic bias, but how do you test it? So we have taken up several projects with academic institutions wherein we are developing toolkits, we are developing solutions with which AI solutions can be tested. So whether it's to test about algorithmic bias, or whether it's about white labeling deep fakes or misinformation, or whether about machine learning. So across several sectors, we are taking up these projects along with startups and academic institutions to build such tools. And we are also taking up research in the field of AI for developing tools for safe and trusted AI. So several academic institutions have given us proposals, and they are being funded for such solutions. Then we are also working with various bodies, global bodies, to come out with a global framework for risk mitigation and for assessment frameworks for assessing whether the solutions conform to the principles that have been built for ethical solutions. And then another initiative that we have taken up is about building an AI safety institute. And this is a follow-up of our meetings at the Bletchley Park, the AI safety summit that was held, followed by the Korea summit, and the next summit is in France. So every country in the global community is trying to build a safety institute, which will bring together all the experts for coming up for frameworks for building safe and trusted AI-based solutions. Then we have a committee of experts which helps us in guiding this, and some of you are here who are part of that committee. Then the first UI, as I mentioned, was floated some time back, and we got more than 2,000 applications for building safe and trusted solutions. 8 of them have been approved for funding, and they relate to explainable AI framework, machine AI, unlearning, synthetic data generation, AI bias mitigation strategy, AI algorithmic auditing tool, ethical certification framework, privacy-enhancing technology, and governance testing framework. So these 8 solutions are under development, and we are going to float another round of solution very soon, which will bring in some other aspects of building responsible AI solutions. Then what this all gives us, and especially based on what we have been discussing since morning. So given our talent, given the data availability, and given the robust digital infrastructure we have in place, we can be the test bed for building scalable AI solutions, not only for India, but for the entire world. So, here is the opportunity of leveraging what is being done under IndiaAI Mission for building AI solutions, not only for deploying in India, but for the entire world. And when we are doing this, we have a great opportunity for replicating our DPI playbook. Just like digital public infrastructure, we started in India. We started small. We started with Aadhaar. We built up the Jan Dhan. We built up the UPI. We built up the DigiLocker. We built up the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. We built up the COVID vaccination platform. So just like we built it layer by layer and built the common core infrastructure on which entrepreneurs and all could build solutions. Similarly, on the AI piece, the common requirement, whether it's dataset platform, whether it's the compute infrastructure that's required, that will be something that will be provisioned by support of the government and participation of the private sector. But ultimately, it will be available for all of you to innovate, build upon, and build value-added services. And if we can do that, these solutions, just like the whole world is looking at deploying DPI solutions anywhere in the world, like Sri Lanka is replicating DigiLocker, so 18 countries are looking at actually implementing Aadhaar. Several countries have integrated UPI with their solutions. Similarly, our AI solutions will be able to be deployed anywhere. Any AI-based solution which can detect tuberculosis or cancer, if it works in India, then the kind of scale at which it will be working anywhere else. And then the safe, trustworthy, and responsible AI governance framework that we are building. Just like our DPDB, the Digital Personal Data Protection Act, has become the model act which many countries are looking at. The safe, trustworthy, responsible AI framework that we are building can be something that the whole world can look at adopting it for their own global governance frameworks. So that all brings in to kind of a huge opportunity at time that we are sitting on, wherein we have a huge opportunity to build scalable AI solutions. So when we talk about AI, what is AI for all of us? And as our Honorable Prime Minister mentioned some time back, and as it was mentioned this morning also, AI for India is aspirational India. We are aspirational, we are there, we have the opportunity to build such solutions, and with the support of all of you, with the support of industry, with the support of startups, with the support of academia, researchers, students, we can be very aspirational, we can go to the next level, we can build AI-based solutions that can be the envy of the world, that the whole world will look up to. So I had this much to share today, and Ankit, I don't know if we have any time for any questions. And please do look up at indiaai.gov.in for all the opportunities which are coming up there.